How's everyone doing today? I'm going to walk over down here. My name is George John Papastrat. I'm running for U.S. House, District 3 here in Eastern North Carolina. I'm the owner of Tideline Marine in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm a proud patriot. I'm a disabled veteran. And by the beautiful speaker, yep. So after I got out of the Marine Corps, I didn't know what to do with my life like a lot of veterans. Looked at a lot of different options, and I ended up calling Onslow County home. I started working there, and I was like, gosh, you know, most of the time when people come to Camp Lejeune or this area, the first words out of their mouth are, I'm ready to leave, right? Like, a lot of people don't actually want to be stationed here. And that hurts my feelings because I was once one of those people, and now I love Onslow County because I got hooked by saltwater fishing, right? As soon as you find your niche of what you like about here, it's impossible to leave. That's why everyone stays, and that's why everyone here is from a different walk of life. And that's something that we need to celebrate and bring together. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what my plan is, and then I'm just going to tell you a story about myself so that we can get to know each other, so that you know that I have trust and confidence in all of you, and that I'm hoping to have the trust of you to bring me a vote on May 17th. I believe that's the date of the primary, unless something weird changes again, because we all know how this is going. So I personally believe that we have a serious problem with opioid medication. So anyone in this room that would disagree with that, that's almost like being un-American. I was prescribed opioids for my disability. I'm a supporter of North Carolina Senate Bill 711, which is a medical cannabis bill. I wrote to legislators in my state asking them to be able to do that. I'm from New York. I have a card. I tried it. It worked better than an opioid. Every single person I wrote to kind of like punched me in the face and said, that's not what we do in North Carolina. And I said, well, that's kind of crazy because there's a lot of people here that probably benefit from something other than an opioid. So we have an opioid crisis. My solution is 30% decrease in OD rates proven by the states that have legal cannabis. We put 2% tax on that, and the entire federal government is going to be out of inflation in like 2 weeks. But we'll talk about that later on if you have questions. But essentially that allows banks to give small business loans to people that want to have the science behind the cannabis to do an extract for those that don't want to have to do it a different way. But I don't want to get into details anyway. So that's one problem I want to focus on. I am a small business owner. I just paid $5.09 a gallon for diesel to come up here. I know that everyone else paid at least that much for diesel or for gas. So not only do I worry about that in the stability of my business, but I have to worry about my employees and what I pay them. Is that enough for them to come to work? I just had a key employee whose mother passed away this week, and like tomorrow is the services, right? So I'm shorthanded. I can't afford to pay my employees more money who deserve it because they work way harder than I do. And I'm using my VA retirement to take care of me, and my wife and I don't take a draw from the business because we can't afford to. Well, that's because the Small Business Association says a small business is a large number of employees, and we saw during COVID places like the LA Lakers getting paycheck protection loan, and me and my wife fighting to figure out how to get like $5,000 out of it, right? That's wrong. So you want to make it so that we as a community survive? I don't know how many people saw on the news in Morehead State about a week from yesterday. There was a peaceful protest outside the Division of Marine Fisheries. Did anyone see that on the news? So I was there because that affects me, my business, because when we don't allow recreational anglers to fish in our communities, we don't have people from Charlotte driving here to rent a beach house because they can't fish. They're going to go to South Carolina. And there goes a tax increase to our counties because we have no revenue coming in. So if we change everything and focus on small businesses, instead of, well, their argument is 98% of commercial flounder comes from North Carolina.
1 minute.
Thank you, ma'am. Not from North Carolina fishermen, it's from international fishermen in the ocean. So if we focus on small businesses, I believe that we can bring it back into our community. There goes time for my story, huh? So I brought my wife with me, Elise, she's in the corner, and my 2 children over there. Today was the first time I played my saxophone in public since I was in college, and I played that song for my friends that are on my wristband. I know the veterans of you know what that means. Thank you very much, sir. And I want to make sure that every voice in every part of the world understands what America stands for. Regardless of political affiliation, we must stand together, stand tall, and be example, not separate ourselves. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.